The Witch of Moon's Lane presents
How to Witch, bitch.
Welcome back to How to Witch. Bitch, Michelle, the Witch of Moon's Lane. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, darling. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
We've got some lovely comments. Thank you to everyone who's doing all the comments. Enrica. Oh, isn't that nice? Thanks for the episodes. They're very informative and fun. Wishing you many great episodes to come. Well, us too, Enrica, to be 100% honest. Let's hope they're also very entertaining. That's always a good thing. Now, we've also got my husband in for this particular episode.
Exciting.
Paul, who, I'm not going to, he's got something with him that we think might make it a little bit easier for you to contact someone on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because we've had some interesting. This particular person was very close to Paul. They were he was actually his carer.
Yep.
So there was a beautiful friendship between the two of them. Mm-hmm. And there was a joke between the two of them as well as whoever goes.
I've just heard bro. Sorry, did he used to call you bro or something about bro? Because he's giving me bro. Even though he said friends, I feel like you were more like brothers. Like, because I've got to the side because he's come through and said bro. So he's corrected the friendship and said bro.
So they were very, very close.
Yeah.
And we actually have some of his ashes here as well.
Okay.
Just to make things really creepy and a little bit odd. But we thought because there has been some weird stuff happening in our house and they always had a joke, the two of them, that they would haunt the hell out of each other if one went first.
So he's living up to that.
So he quite literally is living up to this. And we want to
getting
see.
a lot of enjoyment
now, Paul's
out
never
of it.
done anything like this before. He's never done any witchy poo.
All right, we'll go easy on you then,
or anything
Paul.
like that. Yeah, be gentle like I am. All right, we'll get Paul to come into the microphone now so you can actually have it. This is between you two.
Yep.
I'm not going to say anything because I obviously know everything.
Yeah.
So I want to see what happens. This is going to be
He
really
shakes the
interesting.
bed. He shakes the bed. He just said shakes the bed and he gets a lot of enjoyment from it. He's shaking the bed. And there's something on your side. He comes to your side too. So, yes, it's really funny. Yeah,
I thought that was Moyra.
No. Sorry, he's jumping in before I even get there, before he's coming. He's going to come in. So let's come over and have a look. Oh, that is too funny.
All right, Paul, this is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
You've obviously
Paul.
met each other a number of different times, but I'm going to let you guys have a chat now, and you probably might hear me audibly make noises from the background, but I'll try to be quiet, okay? Not that you're used to that. All right, here we go. Okay.
All righty. So where is your friend?
I've got him right next to me.
All right, hand him over.
We enjoyed a drive. We did a lot of driving together, so it was nice to get in the car again. And I was hoping for you two to come on because that was one of his favourite bands.
Sunday Bloody Sunday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting because that's not what he's showing me. He's showing me Jimmy Barnes.
Yeah, he liked Jimmy as well. Yeah, he liked all that sort of old stuff.
Yeah. He's given me the name. I've got a J coming through. So I'm feeling like there's a J with him or he is a J. Interesting enough, this is weird. Was he in a wheelchair at the time? Because
he needed to be, but he would refuse.
Yeah, because I was getting wheelies in the wheelchair, which is really funny, which is kind of like what I'm seeing that he should have probably done. So that to me also represents liked fast cars, liked going on drives like you were talking about. But as far as that, he did say he needed help. So he needed help to walk, so he needed some help with that.
I was his wheelchair.
You were the wheelchair.
Yeah, because he refused point blank to have a wheelie walker or a wheelchair.
Now, he's talking about one of your dogs. So one of the dogs stares into space. That's him. So he's saying one of the dogs picks him up. The other one's oblivious, but one picks him up all the time. And he'll just be there like that, and then he just suddenly looks. He doesn't say anything, doesn't bark, just looks and then looks away. So when you see that, know that he is there. We can certainly get that app that will show, and he'll show up in the app. So there's an app there that, because when I do a lot of these going and clearing places, I can actually see them when I'm actually asking them to leave. So obviously being a loved one, you don't want him to leave, but you'll see where he's there and it'll show him that he's there, and he does that often. But he does say he shakes the bed, and on your side, he has a lot of fun playing with your machine. And the other thing he does,
My machine.
yes, and the other thing that he likes to do is he likes to stuff the toaster up. So there's something about the toaster. So he keeps stuffing that up and he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's hilarious.
I bet, because we had that happen the other night out of the blue for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was out in the pitch black turning the...
So I put the toaster on the other night and it shorted out the house. And therefore Paul had to go outside to go...
In my pyjamas.
In his pyjamas.
So that's what...
Actually,
but-
just in your undies?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
boxes. That's
boxes
what he,
and his slippers, and he
Yeah.
would have had to have gone out the front,
Yeah.
which actually is on your side of the room
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
And he would have made him turn the
Yeah. But he has a lot of fun doing that. He is having a ball. He's having
yeah.
an absolute ball.
Yeah, no, and this was him.
Yeah.
And he did this when he was alive.
Yeah.
Any chance he got to make
Yeah.
a joke or do something or play a prank, he would do it.
And he's talking about how he wasn't that close to his family. There seems to be a lot of problems that have been on since that. And I feel like there is either another male to the side that's caused a lot of grief for him as well. And so he's just saying, just let it pan out, just let it pan out. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, he wants to say thank you, but he's not going to stop. So sorry about that.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
And it's probably pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's fine.
His cause of death was he had he had diabetes and he they said it was he had a diabetic high. Part of his condition was, or he also had it was a very high chance of him having heart attacks.
That's
So he used to have a
that's
spray.
what I've got, yeah. So you think he overdosed on the spray, or I think it was that, but
His daughter wouldn't visit him very much, but when I found Brett, when I
that's
found
good.
him, the spare room had been occupied, and that never ever happened. And yeah, it just I've always questioned, had he passed from one of those conditions, or was it something
it was
more?
heart.
It was his heart.
It was his heart.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah,
That's,
okay, so his heart had gone. And it was interesting because there's a 2-day difference. He's given me 2 days. He just said 2 days, 2 days difference between that. There is a male, though, that has caused him grief, and I do believe it's to the side of him. So it would be like a brother, a father, a cousin, another friend, but there seems to be to the side. That's what he's given me. And he's saying there's a lot of trouble within the family, in-house fighting as well going on. And he just says, as far as you're concerned, you did everything you could. So if you feel should have, would have, could have, there is nothing you could have done. It was 1, 2, 3, he was gone.
Okay.
Very quickly.
Good.
Okay.
Because I just worried the way I'd found him and that it didn't really add up. And the way that everything was set up there just seemed very strange. It's something I always carried, and I was hoping maybe because I always hear him in my head.
Yeah.
And I was hoping one day I could find out.
Yeah.
Because
No.
there was a lot of stuff going on.
So just leave all that, let that go.
Okay.
There's nothing there that you did or could have prevented what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so if that can give you a little bit of
Yeah.
then
Is he also the one who's been throwing the whiteboard marker across the room?
that's really funny.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh.
say so. There's a lot of things he's doing.
Many things
Yeah.
that are happening.
Yeah,
But like
and he often moves your keys as well. So he
Oh,
puts your keys everywhere.
You prick,
He
Brett.
does it all the time, and he gets a lot of enjoyment out of that.
because
A
I used
lot.
to lose them at his house as well.
Yeah. Well, just between you and me, I think he was moving in then as well. So you'd stay longer.
Yeah.
Have another. That's what I hear. Have another. Sit down, have another.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sit down,
Coffee.
have another.
Yeah.
Have another. And you couldn't find your keys. Have another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that. What that is. Yeah. Oh wow, that's that's so good to know.
And I'll
Okay.
pull some cards as well. Actually, I'll get you to pull a couple of cards of what he'd
Okay.
like to say to you personally.
Oh, brilliant.
So pop that up to your heart chakra. Okay, up to
Yeah.
here. You ready? I'm going to do a big breath in. You ready? Breathe in. Okay, and just let it go. He just gave me the number 15. Something to do with 15. 1, 5. Just going to pop that to the side. And I want you to shuffle the cards and then just pick 3 cards from anywhere that you feel drawn to. And he's singing Saturday Night, Jimmy Barnes. I just got to keep bringing Jimmy Barnes. Saturday night,
Yeah.
when the war is over, got to start again. Whatever that is. Okay. You're extremely creative and you are not using your talents. He's saying to start speeding that up. It's an intelligent idea for you to carefully review what you're doing with your life at the moment. He says you're taking 2 steps forward and 3 back at the moment. So look at your creative. There's a real creative solution there that's just sitting there and you're not using it.
Wow.
Another one?
Another one?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one that actually flipped over. That card flipped over.
He says, take my forgiveness. I have a lot of compassion for you. You gave me a lot of inner strength when I was alive. Please release any harsh judgments that you have of him and of your timing of him and let it go. But I think that's to do with his death.
No.
So that's him again saying you gave him a lot of strength in this life.
He used to give me the shits every time we went to a hospital, which was regularly. Yeah. He needed to fight with everybody.
Yeah. Was he in the wheelchair then? Because he is mentioning wheelchair, and he's mentioning that you're doing this on the wheelie and then you're doing this and you're mucking around.
Yeah, he had to be to get into there, and that would be the first thing that would trigger him. His background, he was an executive chef. So,
so you would do this with the wheelie and stuff like that?
Maybe so.
Yeah, that's what I've got when you first sat down.
The only thing that ever annoyed me about him was just he would bring his executive chef everywhere with him, and when it came to the hospitals and the doctors and nurses, it would seem that he knew more.
Yeah.
And he would get very angry, and there'd be swearing and lots of stuff going on. So, and it was
sounds like a typical chef to me. It sounds like a Gordon Ramsay right there.
Well, he actually did stuff with Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that. So I was very I'm very placid, and every time he started kicking off, I would just want to climb under the wheelchair. I'd just go, shut up, not now. These people are here to help you,
That's right.
Pick one more.
Okay, so he says there's a lot going on that meets the eye in your life at the moment, but he's saying that plans for you need to be revised. So I want to go back to also releasing harsh judgments on yourself. So that would then go with your creative talent that he's got going on. He says you overanalyze everything and you are too critical, and because of that you are actually stopping and blocking something that would be very good for you mentally.
That's
He's still being a bastard to you, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, He's telling you off.
He's always been pretty honest.
Yeah.
And he would always talk about my and my weight. Being a chef, he would always tell me what I should be eating, and I'd say to him, well, but my weight's because I don't eat. know. So, and he'd go through and break it all down and what should be eaten and stuff like that. So he was caring in his own way. He wasn't a very affectionate person, and love your brother. I think he'd be. That's what we were like. But he'd like
to sort of say to you that you were his brother in this life. So you were very much, he does that. You were family to him. But so you said his name was Brett?
Mm-hmm.
He's given me the name John as well, so I'm not sure who John is.
It's his dad.
Okay, well, he's with him, Dylan.
Good. I placed Brett resting place directly across from his mum and dad and his 2 brothers.
There we go.
So they look at each other every day. That was a bit of a fight to get that to happen because his dad was a veteran, and so he's in the war at Lambie, and so was his 2 brothers and his mum. But they changed the rules, and he couldn't be in that wall.
Yeah.
So I found a rock that faces completely the whole family, so they can see each other. So
you're doing well. So that would be a big thank you from him. But he is definitely having fun with you.
Is there any way I can get him back?
But there's interesting with the number 15. I don't know if he was born on the 15th or he passed on the 15th, but he's given me 1-5 as a significant day for him, the 15th.
Can I just check something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I had it.
He was 51.
Which is the other way around, 5-1.
Yeah.
28th of November 2022.
Yeah.
And he passed.
That's when he would have passed.
You said 2 days, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 days.
You said November, 1st of November 2022 and the 8th of November. But he was 51. 1-5, 5-1.
5-1, 1-5, 5-1 round the other way, yeah. We say 15,
Is there any
5-1.
other girls around him?
No, he hasn't.
No
He's just
girl?
mentioning that he's with his... Well, I'm just picking up
Yeah.
John.
Oh, okay.
There is an MAR. Hang on. MAR, hang on. He just jumped in with Mary, Margaret or...
Margaret's his mum.
Okay, yeah. So there you go.
Margaret's his mum.
So they're together.
They're together. So
Good.
that's what you wanted to know. You wanted to know, especially because I know that's been weighing on your mind that they aren't together, but they are together, John and Margaret. And
There's,
both together.
there was another one I was hoping that would come through there,
Yeah.
and that was his daughter. His daughter, unfortunately,
He doesn't know.
yeah, he does know, but he didn't know how, and I didn't want to tell him exactly what happened, but his daughter committed suicide.
Was she strangled? Did she
She hung
strangled?
herself.
Yeah, hung herself. Yeah, because I went straight to my neck.
He didn't know that she'd done that. She
But he does know.
He does know.
He does know.
And he does understand why I couldn't tell him.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So remember that forgiveness and that compassion and the shouldas
Yeah.
and the wouldas and the couldas. That's him saying, "Don't have any guilt. There's no guilt here. I'm fine."
Because that was
Yeah.
something that was hard to do.
No, he's basically haunting you just because he's having a lot of fun doing it.
You
not,
bastard.
Not because of the would have, the could have, should have. So today was really about, I love your brother. I'm still with
Awesome.
you. Play some Jimmy. He says he really liked
Okay.
Jimmy Barnes. I mean, that's what I'm getting. When the
Yep.
war is over, got to start again.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
No,
what
I
I've
can
got.
understand that. I can understand that. That's good. Well,
There you go.
wow.
Big breath out.
I've never done anything like this before, but I instantly feel, so much difference in it all. Like I say, there's not a day that doesn't pass where I don't think
Well, he's
about the
not-
guy, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
it's him poking his head into my brain,
Yep.
but I think about him constantly. I've worked with hundreds of clients, but nothing quite like this guy, and like
Yeah.
you said, he definitely was a brother.
Yeah. Well, I could see is the wheelchair going up, and that was probably you saying, "Shut up, brother! Shut up, brother! Shut up, brother! Shut up! Shut up!"
I'm going to tip you over if you don't stop
Yeah,
swearing.
that's it.
These nurses, you're swearing. I'm going to tip you, you bugger. Oh, funny.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle. That was very interesting, wasn't it?
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was really great.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it was-
Awesome. All right, well, that is a very interesting episode of How to Witch Bitch. Paul's first podcast. Welcome.
First reading, first podcast.
There you go.
We'll have to get you back in again. We'll do a proper reading.
Please leave a comment. Do whatever you
Just tell
want.
me what I can do with my creative side.
Oh, there we go. Get out of your head and
Yeah.
just create. You have too much judgment on it.
Yeah, too many fingers and too many pies, I think. In the creative world, we've got to find one thing, which has always been the way, hasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woodwork Podcasts.